Who doesn't love a good thriller? There is something fun about trying to work out the solution to an impossible problem. You get to play the detective, searching for clues throughout the story. In today's video, international booktubers share their favorite thriller books. Stay tuned. Hello everyone, I am Shaloo. Welcome to my channel where I post videos related to books. If you are new to my channel, then do subscribe for new bookish videos every week. Today's video is a special one, as I have some amazing booktubers from all over the world joining me for a collab. I love reading thrillers. The best thriller books keep you hooked till the end. What a delicious feeling it is to be full of suspense at the turn of each page. So I asked for some thriller book recommendations. A big thank you to all the booktubers who are a part of this video. I will leave their channel links in the description box. Do check out their channels and the amazing content they create. I had so much fun filming this video and I hope you also enjoy watching it. Make sure to watch the video till the end because there are some amazing recommendations coming your way. Now without further ado, let's get started.
Hi, I'm Trithardt and I'm a 30-something booktuber on the west coast of Canada. Today I would like to talk to you about Ace of Spades. I just finished this book recently and I highly recommend it. It's about these two point-of-view characters, Devon and Chiamaka, who both go to this elite private school. He goes because he has the grades and the scholarship. She goes because she has the grades and the money to back her up. Despite being the only two people of color in school, they've never really talked to each other until a twist of fate on the first day of their senior year brings them together and these weird things start happening. Somebody is sending out the secrets of the student body via text, and they are being particularly hard on these two people who actually have some things they really need to keep secret. What I really liked about this is these two point-of-view characters were kept apart for a lot of the book, and you didn't know if they were going to end up teaming up to figure out what was going on. Besides being the only two students of color, the only thing they really have in common is they both dated the same boy in the past. This was fantastic and compelling, and I just wanted to know who Aces was and how they were doing what they were doing and how it was going to end. I also really love that this was a standalone, so I was not left on a cliffhanger because I would have needed the next book immediately, and this book only recently came out, so I would have been upset. I wrap up everything I read, watch, and listen to weekly on my channel, so be sure to stop by after you finish this video. Thanks for having me, and I'm very excited to see what everybody else picked.
Hey guys, I'm Maza from Maza Booktuber. I usually talk about a lot of Stephen King and a lot of fantasy on my channel, and my book recommendation is going to be Misery by my boy Stephen King himself. So guys, a lot of people are always asking me, hey, what do I read to get into Stephen King? And I feel like Misery is such a good entry point just because you're going to get introduced to Stephen King's writing style, his character development, and it's just in general a really good book, guys. You're going to feel the suspense, the thriller, and the anxiety rub off on you when you're reading this book. So it's about an author named Paul Sheldon who has a terrible car crash, and his biggest fan, Annie Wilkes, who used to be a nurse, rescues him and tries to get him back to health, but she's really obsessed with one of his series, guys, and she takes her obsession overboard. And you're gonna start to see Annie like transform throughout the book, and like I said, you feel so stressed out and the anxiety rubs off when you're reading this book, and you're gonna start to sweat because I sure did. But yeah guys, I really want to thank Shaloo for giving me the opportunity to give you guys a book pick, but like I always say, stay golden.
Hi, my name is Ansu. I have a YouTube channel called Read with Ansu. First off, I'd like to thank Shaloo for giving me this opportunity to talk about my favorite thriller that I've read in a while, and I'm going to be talking about The Therapist by B.A. Paris. We have Alice and Leo who are moving into this newly renovated house in this place called The Circle, which is a gated community, so only people with a password can enter this gated area, or they have to be invited in. Soon enough, Alice is trying to get to know her neighbors a little better, and everyone seems to be keeping a secret, and suddenly she figures out a devastating truth about the house that she's living in. She begins to feel this very strong connection with Nina, the past owner of that house. Alice is obsessed with trying to figure out what's going on. Nina, the previous owner, had died, and Alice cannot shake the feeling that she was not actually killed by the main suspect. This is a murder mystery thriller kind of a novel. It came out on July 13th of this year, so it's fairly new. I hope you guys do pick this one up. I had a lot of fun reading it. I hope to see you all soon. Bye!
Hi everyone, my name is Zulu from the channel Scientist Reading World, and I want to say thank you to Shaloo for inviting me for this, and I will recommend you one of my favorite thrillers of all time, which is Before I Go to Sleep by C.J. Watson. This is a psychological thriller, and we follow Christine, who has a very special condition. I'm going to read you what it says here. As I sleep, my mind will erase everything I did today. I will wake up tomorrow, as I did this morning, thinking I'm still a child, thinking I have a whole lifetime of choice ahead of me. So each time that she sleeps, she doesn't remember what she did ever. Her mind is erased and she goes back to a returning point. Her husband put post-its all over the house so she can remember. She has a psychiatrist which call her every day so she can find a diary that she's writing and telling her a story from herself to herself. And we follow this story. We try to understand what she's been through, what she's trying to discover, and the book is so good. It has an amazing plot twist. The end is like mwah, and I couldn't stop. It's an amazing thriller. I hope you guys pick it. And thank you again, Shaloo, for inviting me for this collaboration. I really appreciate it.
Hi everyone, I'm Raf from Is This Name Taken Yet? And my favourite thriller book is actually a non-fiction called Bad Blood. Bad Blood investigates the story of Elizabeth Holmes, who is a failed startup entrepreneur. She tried to con the entirety of Silicon Valley and American pharmaceutical empires into thinking that she had found a revolutionary medical technology in order to become a billionaire as young as possible, but in reality she was just lying and manipulating and stepping on as many people as she needed to achieve her goal. This is written like a thriller, so if you're a reader of non-fiction and you're trying to get into the thriller genre, I would highly recommend this one.
Thank you, Shaloo ma'am, for having me on your channel alongside with amazing booktubers. Hi everyone, I am Komal from the channel Breakeven Books, and I would like to recommend one thriller book that kept me awake all night, and that is Angels and Demons by Dan Brown. Dan Brown's books are tightly spaced within a 24-hour timeline, and Angels and Demons is the first book in the Robert Langdon series. In this book, the world-renowned symbologist Robert Langdon is summoned to a Swiss research facility to analyze a cryptic symbol that was branded on the chest of a murdered physicist, and what he discovers later is unimaginable. It is one of the best page-turners I have ever read, and right from the beginning I was so hooked to this book that I could not put this book down. I am sure if you read this book, you will not be able to put this book down and you will be stunned as well.
Hi! Thank you, Shaloo, for thinking of me. This was hard for me to pick because I mostly read thrillers, so I have a ton of recommendations, but I picked Pretty Little Wife by Darby Kane. I read this whole book in one sitting because it just engulfs your soul. You follow this woman named Audra, who was the last person to see her husband's body, but when she goes back to move his body, he's no longer there, and she starts getting these creepy letters on her doorstep. So it's this intense thrill ride of you get flashbacks of what happened and what led to her husband's demise, but you also learn what really happened to her husband. You have unreliable main character and unreliable everyone else. You don't know what to believe, but it's an epic thrill ride that will get your heart pounding.
I'm going to recommend Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. Daphne du Maurier's classic is by far one of the best thriller books you can ever read. The narrator is working as a lady's maid in Monte Carlo when she is swept off her feet by the handsome widower Maxime de Winter. After a rushed courtship and an impulsive marriage, she returns as his wife to his beautiful estate Mandalay. Yet she quickly learns that she can never be the true mistress of Mandalay, as the household will never let her forget the memory of Rebecca, de Winter's first wife who had mysteriously drowned the year before. This timeless classic is a masterpiece of mystery, romance and suspense. a gothic tale of good versus evil. If you haven't read it yet, I highly recommend reading this one.
Hello, I am from the channel Wheel of Tones, and today I will be recommending Inferno by Dan Brown. I don't usually read thrillers, but the way Dan Brown writes is just an instant hook for me. So if you're not someone who's into the genre, I think it's a very good place to start because he has a mix of mystery and also sort of scientific, and he gives you some facts and some history and a lot of scenery because he always has a destination in his books, and it's always a very fun one, at least in my opinion. In Inferno, he, for example, goes to Istanbul and Florence, and I went to Italy a couple of years ago, so it really fit my vibe. And it's also the theme of the book is obviously something that's very present right now, so I think it's fascinating to read about and definitely makes you think about things and the current state of the world. I think it's very present, even though it's kind of old now.
Hello everyone, this is Prashanti from Literary Musings. I'm here to talk about one of my favorite thrillers, which is The Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware. In the story, the protagonist, Rowan Kane, is incarcerated for murder of a child, and she's serving time in jail. But she says that she is innocent, that she did not kill anyone, that she is not capable of murdering a child. Well, nobody believes her, and she decides to write letters from prison to a well-known lawyer whom she wants to hire. Set in Scottish Highlands, this story is about how she ended up in Heatherbrae House, a supposedly haunted one, and what actually happened there, who killed the child. I liked how the whole story actually unravels in front of the reader through these letters written by Rowan to the lawyer. We get to know a lot about her character. We might even start doubting Rowan. Is she really innocent as she claims to be? The author's writing is so beautiful, and the book is really hard to put down. There are a lot of breathtaking, spooky scenes in this book, and I'm pretty sure that this book will definitely keep you guessing till the end. And I am extremely happy and grateful to Shaloo for having me on her channel. Thank you.
Hi guys, my name is Sarah and I am from a YouTube channel called Introverted Malay. So today I will be sharing with you a thriller that I love, which is The Wife Upstairs by Rachel Hawkins. It is a newly released book this year in January 2021. It is described as a modern take of Jane Eyre with Rebecca, and I think fans of the classic tales would love to see these two books mixed together in a modern setting. And the book is comprised of three perspectives, which we have our main character Jane, as well as the character Eddie Rochester, and also the supposed dead wife. So the story starts with Jane, who is a dog walker in the rich neighborhood of Birmingham, Alabama, who suddenly fell in a relationship with a newly widowed Eddie Rochester. She's a girl who has her troubled past haunting her, and then she found this stroke of luck with this rich man. I think that the story is actually well done. I can definitely say that Rachel Hawkins is really good at writing the three different perspectives. She knows how to differentiate her characters, and I think this is amazing. And despite having three perspectives, there's still this sense of mystery and suspense, and you will enjoy peeling the mystery like onion of how these characters tied with each other and what are exactly their true feelings and their true motives. And I found myself still surprised after reading more and more. Thank you, Shaloo, for having me in this video, and I hope that you can enjoy The Wife Upstairs.
Hey guys, it's Cheyenne from the channel Novel Insights, and today I'm here to talk to you about one of my favorite thrillers, When No One Is Watching by Alyssa Cole. So this is a Get Out style story about gentrification. It centers around a black woman living in Brooklyn and how her neighborhood is slowly changing before her very eyes. Her neighbors, whom she's known all of her life, suddenly start moving away for really kind of questionable reasons or without any warning, and are replaced by white people. This is a story both about what it's like to experience this firsthand, but also what it's like to be a white ally and maybe not necessarily know what the best move at any certain time is, but trying to be willing to learn. I found it very educational personally, and I also thought it was very entertaining and a good thriller. It definitely caught me off guard, and there were certain points when I was very surprised by things that were happening, which I'm always impressed by because I'm a writer myself and therefore usually see plot twists coming. I just really enjoyed it a lot. It was one of the most engrossing books that I've read all year. I highly recommend it if it sounds interesting to you, and I look forward to seeing what other thrillers other people recommend.
Hey everybody, my name is Robert, and I actually have two different BookTube channels. My personal channel is at Barter Hordes, where I talk about my own reading, and then I also run the BookTube Prize and the BookTube Prize channel, and so you can find me in two different places on BookTube. I don't read a lot of contemporary thrillers because I get so wrapped up in reading for other things, but one of the classics that I'll never forget is reading for the first time Robert Louis Stevenson's 1886 novel, The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And almost everybody knows the Jekyll and Hyde story, even if you've never read the book, but I really want to encourage you to pick up the book. It's brief, it's horrifying, but it's also brilliantly done. If you don't know the story, and I don't think that's possible, Dr. Jekyll injects himself with a serum as an experiment, and out pops an alter ego of his, Mr. Hyde, who is violent and progressively uncontrollable. And the question that Stevenson is really asking is this all due to the serum? Or is this alter ego in all of us already, just waiting for something to unlock that and bring it out? And it is a horrifying read, but a tremendous book. So pick it up.
Hi guys, I'm Ankita from Enchanted Bookends, my channel where I talk about classics and fantasy fiction. The book that I'd like to recommend to you today is Hell's Teeth by James Fahey. In this book, we follow the character of Dr. Phoebe Harkness, a scientist who is researching a cure for the genetic others called the Pale. The Pale are zombie-like creatures, but not exactly the typical zombies that you encounter in other books. An interesting event takes place at the beginning of this book, because of which Phoebe Harkness finds herself entangled in the investigation of a series of murders. She is responsible for collecting intelligence from the vampire community. And all of this happens in post-apocalyptic New Oxford. All the characters in this book are well-rounded. And Phoebe is such a witty, intelligent, no-nonsense, smart girl that you cannot help but root for her. The plot of this story is so original, and the brilliant writing in this book turns this book into an amazing page-turner. There is a good mixture of humor and equally gripping fear that you would expect from a thriller. So if you're looking for a really enjoyable paranormal fantasy thriller, I'd highly recommend this book to you. I hope that you enjoy it as much as I did.
Hi everyone, my name is Eric and I'm from the channel Breakeven Books, and the thriller that I would like to recommend to you guys is I Let You Go by Claire McIntosh. I read this book not knowing what I was getting into, and I was completely blown away. This book just, it was so good. I thought I knew everything that was happening going into it, and I was following along with the storyline, thinking that I knew what was happening. But boy, oh boy, was my head turned around with this one. The ending had such a big twist. I was not expecting that, and there's so much build up to it, and it was just, it was such a satisfying book. I really, really enjoyed this one, and I think that if you like thrillers, you will really like this one too. Anyways, that's me. Thanks for having me in this collaboration, and I'm looking forward to seeing what other thriller recommendations there are.
Hello, bookish people. Hi, I am Margarita, and I'm happy to show again on your screen to review Hate Cut Tragedy. This book is actually a very, the best thriller I've ever read. The best thriller I've ever read this year. I rate it a 4.5 star. There is this guy that went with a lot of names, you know. This guy kills people with his bare hands, and this guy is a great lover. He has a lot of personality. This guy came from a home where everyone in the house died, the mom, the father, the brother. He's really the only surviving person, and he went through a lot of emotional trauma. You really can tell when everybody in your family dies. I reviewed this book on my channel. The name of my channel is Mario Rita. You can actually purchase this book in the link in this video description, because I actually reviewed it on my channel. So in the video description in my channel, you can actually click and purchase this book. This book, you would never regret reading it, because I gave up my night's sleep willingly to read Hate Cut Tragedy. I invite you all to try it out, and you won't forget this book ever. I reached out to the author after reading this book. It was that interesting for me to email the author. Guys, pick up Hate Cut Tragedy and read it. I love you all.
So that's all for today's video. I once again thank all the booktubers who graciously agreed to be a part of this video. All the channel links are in the description box. Do check out their channels and show some love. And if you have enjoyed this video, please like, comment and share. And if you want to see more bookish videos like this, please subscribe to my channel and do not forget to hit the bell icon so that you get notified every time I post a new video. Till my next video, bye and take care.